super fucked up. I still, 21 years later, I still think about it. That's where it started. That's where
we all got to the root of Khayl's phobia.
Oh, yeah. That's where the trauma starts. And now to get to the root of this one, 2 nights ago it must have been then.
It would not last night, the night before.
That's right.
But it doesn't matter. Myself
and a lady friend went to get some Thai food, as is our want. Thai food is fantastic.
Thai.
It's a beautiful, it's really just
cuisine.
A beautiful culture.
Yeah,
and actually, it's
Love
reflected.
Me that mass, man.
It's reflected in their food.
That
a
pad thai.
cashew in there.
Cashew beef, yum. I'm
so
hungry.
we take a short drive. It's late at night. It's maybe like 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's not really important, Anders, but I thought I'd give you the background. We're driving back. I believe we had a curry. It's secure in the bag. We're driving back. I look over at the young lady in question. We're talking. We're conversing, as is our wont. And I look at her face. She can't... There's a lull in the conversation. I turn. I look at her. And her eyes are as wide as saucers. And she's not saying anything. I'm driving, by the way. I'm in the driver's seat. We're probably doing 80 kilometers an hour through like dark, windy roads. And I just feel something straight from the depths of hell crawl up and over my shoulder. That's the Power Rangers theme.
Strictly told you to turn your phone off.
That is mine. It's ruined my story. I feel this monster climb up onto my shoulder, onto my neck, all the way onto my cheek.
Onto your face?
Yes. Yeah. And the most horrific detail that I can relate to is I could feel its warmth on my face.
Yikes.
And then I don't even remember this happening. This is how fucking just fight or flight.
You're floating above the car.
Oh, yeah. She said that I grabbed it in my hand and kind of threw it off my face down to the accelerator where my feet are. And so the accelerator's on the far right. It's in the far right. I'm flipping out. She, like a trooper, didn't lose her shit to the extent that I was. We're still doing like 80. There's a car behind us. And I just managed to get it home, drive home. This thing just kind of like sat in the corner glaring at me. Well, I don't even know. I couldn't even really see it.
Yeah, you got to stamp
you gotta
on it.
stamp
I couldn't determine exactly where it was. I just knew it was down
just start
there.
throwing
just
feet.
stamp
Start throwing
around,
feet.
man.
And so, yeah, we probably drove for another 5 minutes, and then just got out of the car and just left it. And then went to bed. The next morning I get up at 5 a.m., get into the car. We had a quick cursory glance around and it was fine. Didn't seem to be apparent. This must be after you saw it in my car.
Is that today?
Oh, no, sorry. This was, yesterday. Yeah. So you hadn't witnessed it yet.
Awesome.
And then I worked for 8 hours where I drive all around town, constantly in my car and out. I tell this story to all my co-workers and they sort of laughingly joke it off. Little do I know that thing's still on the fucking loose.
Just doing weights in
just
the air
fucking
conditioning.
working out.
Just
huge.
a heads up, like if you don't find it, it's not leaving of its own volition. Like in there.
The second we're done recording, I'm really sorry about that.
I love that it happened once and then you just did nothing about it and then you let it happen again.
To be fair, I'm a storyteller. I tell stories. I was caught up. I was caught up in the moment.
To go off your topic of horrific events, which in my mind's more about your phobias than horrific events.
It was still a horrific event.
The first time I ever had to get a blood test was so bad. Like, I don't like needles already. I fucking hate getting a needle.
This runs in your family.
Yeah, it's very invasive. I don't know what it is. She's got it a bit worse than me, I think.
Yeah.
I've gotten better over the years.
We spent a full day, building up to go get her first blood test. It was crazy. But then she did it, and it was like, no problem.
See, this was my problem, is that I was like, my first blood test, I was kind of freaked out. I was youngish. I was still in school, because I forget what I was getting it for. But Mum came with me, and I went in there. They sit me down. They're like, yeah, cool, do this. Yet, no one thought to tell me, the day before when I booked the appointment, that I should drink water. Before I have a blood test, so your blood doesn't thicken and whatnot.
Right.
So I'm sitting in this chair. The lady comes up to me and she's kind of just like, oh, okay. I'm like, I hate needles. Like, this is fucked. And she's like, no, it's cool. We'll be fine. Stabs me in the arm with a fucking thin bit of metal. And then she's like, oh, no, and then pulls it out, tries again. Oh, no, dry vein.
Oh, wow.
Tries again. Oh, still nothing. At this point, I'm about to fucking die in my body. Like, I can't handle it.
It's a bad feeling.
And she's like, let me try this one. And she finally gets it, and I sit there for a little bit.
She goes, that's the good vein.
I was having the worst fucking
That's
time.
the money vein.
She finally gets it, and I can't even be looking at it when it's happening. Even now, I just can't look at it. It just happens. I'm fine. I get out. But I'm there. She takes maybe like 3 vials of my blood, which isn't even much, but I guess because I hadn't had any water. When she's done, Mom just looks at me and she's like, are you all right? And I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, you're green.
Yeah,
like,
far
you're
from all
so
right.
green. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, just lie down. And I was just so close to passing out.
Wow.
That
sucks.
really perpetuated my fear of needles.
Yeah, get that happening as a kid. That's sticking with you.
Yeah, so
Pun intended,
that
you know
wasn't
what I'm
fun. Um,
I get it.
That's sick. Shit, I'm missing all the puns today.
He's on fire. Even better than Jack.
I just slide them in.
So I always used to joke with Mum, because I used to be really bad at swallowing pills.
Okay.
not
Like, I just couldn't. She'd give me like vitamins and stuff to have, and I would used to like pretend to take them and then spit them out and shit. Like, I just wouldn't do it.
Far out.
And she figured it out eventually, and I eventually learned how to drop pills.
Drop-
But I used to joke with Mum and be like, well, at least you don't have to worry about me doing drugs, because I can't inject and I can't swallow pills, so huzzah!
Well, you can always put them in your butt.
It's called top shelfing.
No, it's just shelving.
Well,
Yeah,
I
wouldn't
like
that
to
be
put,
the bottom
Where's-
shelf?
I like to put it in
That's-
the top of the bottom shelf.
Top shelf
so you
is your
know
mouth. Bottom shelf is,
Oh.
is the behind.
Well, I'm not a druggie.
The
so, you know.
anus. But yeah, no, I don't really have any like horrific events. I've seen a dead body.
What?
Not like up close. I was driving into Brisbane at one point and seeing like cops around a white sheet over a body.
Far out.
That was pretty obviously a dead body.
Well, I
In
don't-
what
okay.
context was this?
I don't know. I think I was just coming to Brisbane and it was just on the side of the road and
Like on the highway or just on
no, like just as you're getting into the city.
in the street?
Yeah, just on the side of the street. But I guess there was like must have just gotten there and waiting for ambulance or whatever to show up.
I'm going to challenge that. I think you saw a sheet that was over a dead body. I don't know that you saw a dead body.
I have a fucking hectic story of a friend who saw some horrific shit.
All right, I'll allow it.
It's not me, but a guy I know. I saw him. This was probably like a few years ago at this point, and I was like, "Oh, how you been, man?" He's like, "Oh, like pretty rattled."
Oh,
I was
man.
like, "What do you mean?" And he was studying, and he was on his way home to or from uni. I'm not sure exactly which. And he was just like, "Yeah, I was walking, and I just heard in the bushes like this like gurgling noise." And I went over to check out what it was, and a lady had just jumped off a building,
Wow.
and she was
Fuck.
still alive, and he was the first one there to call an ambulance, and like, she was just in a mess,
That-
apparently.
Is brutal.
Yeah, that was like the heaviest thing I've heard.
Wow.
Like, especially like if you jump off a building, you just want to be dead. You don't want to.
Yeah, where does that conversation go to though? Like, if you haven't seen someone for a while and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I've been pretty rattled."
Yeah,
Like,
you're
just
like,
for the last few years. You
No,
know,
d-
it's
no, dude, you meant to just say nothing much.
yeah, good man.
Yeah,
How about
nothing.
you?
just standing still, you know.
Oh god.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't have many horrific events that happened to me.
Ones that I can remember vividly for myself. This is like similar deal to you on the spiders, Khayl.
Oh yes.
But
I still, for the record, I can't stop thinking about what's going on in my car right now.
well,
Oh,
look,
the babies, the sack of eggs.
yeah,
that's
actually,
there.
that's true. You could go in there and they'll just be
Like,
the
you'll get-
ceiling will be like a different color. It'll just be
So-
thousands of the.
You've seen
of
Lord of the
babies.
Rings, yeah?
I'm familiar with Shelob.
Yeah, like that, but just in in your car, and then you're gonna just poke some
Also-
sack, and it's gonna go.
We of course
and envelop you.
play a lot of video games. I'm always fucking losing it in spider levels.
Yeah, you do.
You know what the worst one is though? Aragog from the Harry Potter series. That's really
Yeah,
fun.
actually true.
Actually, and the Hobbit movies, those spiders are...
Oh yeah, the ones that they trap all the dudes.
Aragog's more hectic because it's Aragog, and then it's like 50,000 little ones, but that aren't even that little.
A further insight, I don't know why, but my problem with spiders is not that they're dangerous, it's more the way they move.
Oh yeah, unpredictable.
It reminds me of like a severed hand. I think
oh
that's
yeah,
it.
like
It's like a...
Thing.
It's really...
Thing, that's what I was looking
Except
for.
he's just like looking to have a good time.
But he's,
Like,
he's pretty chill guy.
chiller,
He's a
actually.
chiller.
Is it ironic that I'm Khayl Adam of the Adams family?
No, that's
Oh, you're...
Adams.
Yeah, no, and I have always fought that. Whenever someone says Adams.
Like, are you still fighting that your last name's not Lot?
It's not Lot. It's
Well,
Adam.
It's actually legit, not Lot.
I
So
know, but I just like to
I
razz
just
him.
think maybe
I like to razz him.
he doesn't.
Do
He
razz.
doesn't.
I'm sorry, Anders. Back to your...
Oh, that's cool. No sweat. It's your show, you know. I'm just
Well,
a guest.
it's apparently Govinda's show, but
Oh, I love it. I love it. Can you say that again? I just like hearing it.
it's... I host the PS podcast.
We host.
Australia.
We host it. It's not chaos.
Well,
I'll never admit that. But
I
say
really
that again,
host
please.
it. I'm sort of a strong host.
I'm just gonna
so-
take a step outside. Let you guys
We
sort
just
this
need a, I
out.
think we need a little fisticuffs over here.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
An
some
arm wrestle.
tension
Just
out.
something.
Passionate bout of lovemaking.
Fuck, why not?
Yeah, in the bottom shelf.
Oi!
That's a callback.
You're really good at this.
All right.
And we're out.
I feel like I'm being overshadowed, actually.
All right. So we'll roll with my horrific event.
Please do.
So similar deal. Like, apart from huntsmen's, like you're afraid of, aren't actually dangerous, right? They're not venomous. Is that true?
They will bite and it will hurt.
Okay.
It's more, yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Wasps. Wasps are my thing.
We just dealt with a wasp.
I know that.
And you
No,
actually
no,
took
no.
fucking charge of it.
That's
That's
the
because-
craziest part is like, we just dealt with wasps, but really, you just dealt with it.
I am terrified of stinging insects, especially flying and stinging combined. Like, creatures that can do stuff that I can't do, no matter how hard I try, like fly or sting. Like, yeah, that's an issue for me.
I think it's the unpredictability factor, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know they can hurt you.
Yes.
And you just don't know when and where they're going to strike.
Yeah. And then you think, like, they're so much smaller than me now, and they could still mess me up. What if they, like, evolve to be the same size as us?
Oh, like what if we're
Oh,
talking
God.
some Cazadors out of Fallout 4?
I don't know what that means, but yes.
It's like a
Oh, that-
wasp, but mutated
Okay.
to like the size of a Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Wow. A Staffordshire
Very,
Bull
very
Terrier.
specific.
Actually, that works because, yeah,
That's a big dog.
international viewers won't know what a staffy is.
Yeah, that's right. Staffy.
All right.
Um,
Okay, so my wasp story.
Oh, just a little one thing. Is it
Oh, okay.
because...
I'll just sit over here
That's
until you're
fine.
ready for me to talk.
Just a quick
Yeah,
aside.
actually, no, Cal, only look at me, please. Please don't look at the guest.
Have you considered Govinda?
Yeah.
While we make this extreme eye contact.
Oh, yeah. Don't break it. You broke it. Look at me.
The bee specifically, not so much the wasp or the hornet, but the bee specifically is almost the extremist terrorist of the insect world. It will kill itself to harm you.
I always...
Is that part of the fear?
I
Or-
always kind of compare them to the Japanese kamikaze fighters.
Oh, okay.
Is that the right way to pronounce that, Khayl?
Kamikaze.
Shit. Sorry, the kamikaze Japanese
No, I think you got it right.
fighters. As they would always... They're part of an organized group. They are flying...
no, that's not fair because
because Japanese weren't that organized. Hey-oh.
No, because they can think for themselves. An insect is an automaton, and they don't
Now
really.
I think we're getting a bit... We're just into the semantics. that
Anders,
aren't
where were you
necessary.
going with your?
Yeah, is this... Am I... Yeah, I'll go.
Oh, were
if
you
you're ready.
Were you talking still?
Yeah, if you guys...
I wasn't sure.
All right, cool.
You seem done.
So I was about 10. Probably a little bit older than you were when you had your horrific incident.
What year would that be?
Ooh, 1995. I was
Ooh,
10.
That's a
That's
good
a-
year,
that's- that's a
wasn't
Good,
it?
yeah,
It
actually
was
very
the
true. Same year. It's like they were coordinating. All right. So I'm home by myself.
Mm.
The pool guy comes around to fix the pool.
Yeah,
And he
the
comes
pool
through the side gate. It's hard to explain because you guys don't know where my side gate is, my parents' place. Doesn't
Yep.
matter. Anyway, I'm leaning. I run up the stairs and grab onto this laundry door to swing around the corner and point to where the pool filter is.
Yep.
While I slam my hand on the door,
Oh, no.
I disturb this huge wasp nest. Like, huge.
Wow.
They come pouring out.
Oh, no.
I get
the
stung
fighters
on
have
my
been
ears,
launched.
on my nose,
On your ears.
on my hands, on my face. I literally ran to the pool because I was like, what else do I do? I have to escape. I jumped into the pool and I'm just in agony. I'm 10 years old. My mum and dad are out. I got no one to look
Wow.
after me. Got the pool guy looking at me like, what's he going to do? He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm just going to come
fucking
back.
You're on your own, buddy.
So, wasps. There's a horrific incident and I've been scared of them ever since.
Wow. You actually just unearthed a really deep-seated memory of mine.
Okay.
It's
I was-
repressed.
Yeah. Deeply repressed. I was really young, like... I don't even know. It must have been before the spider incident. I was at my grandma's house, And she had one of those mailboxes that was sort of cement. And it was sort of like